anxiety is about future worry. And we have no control over the future, but we do have thoughts and feelings based on anxiety. And so how do we help a client transform from a daily level of anxiety and how that is impacting on their life on a daily basis, and then maybe having to deal with a panic attack and not really knowing how to approach the situation without feeling overwhelming panic and anxiety. And then when the therapy continues and the clients learn that they cannot stop the anxiety, but the anxiety does not need to stop them. Part of the problem with anxiety is it becomes very much cyclical. And so that every time a person avoids something that creates anxiety, when you say no to this situation, for instance, a client might have a phobia of snakes. And so a friend invites the client to go to the zoo. And the client will immediately feel anxiety because they do not want to be around a snake. This is going to create anxiety. However, the minute you say no to going to the zoo, you're going to feel better because you didn't have to face the snake, but you're also, the anxiety gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And every time you avoid the anxiety-producing situation, the anxiety starts to build larger and larger and larger. Okay, so an example would be the case of a tiger. So a client has a little baby tiger. And so they're going to feed the tiger and they're going to give it some milk. And this is their anxiety. It's like feeding the tiger. In the beginning, you give the tiger, it's a baby, you give it a little milk. Then it gets a little bigger. Now you're going to feed it some hamburger. It gets a little bit bigger. Now, after a while, you're going to give the tiger full-blown cuts of whatever, big meal. Now your anxiety is the size of what? The giant tiger. And it keeps getting reinforced, and the anxiety gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And so when a client learns how to set a limit, to set a boundary, and not get hooked into those fears, what they realize is that they can move through it. And yes, it will be uncomfortable, but it does not have to control them.